good, everybody? Welcome to Real Life Podcast. This is episode 9. We have a very special guest in the building. Her name is Jahne Howell. She's doing big things, and we'll learn more about what she's up to, but entrepreneurship, real estate, positive messaging, all that good stuff. So we'll get into it. So thanks for joining the show. Thanks for coming on. Jahne, just kick us off. Like, what are you working on right now? What are you up to? What are you doing? Who are you?
Okay. All right. So, did you want to go?
No, that's it. Who are you? I was like, that's a great
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Jahne. Originally from New Jersey. Grew up in North Carolina. Originally, outside of college, I moved to California, Sacramento, California, for about 3 years with Amazon as an area manager. After California, I moved to Maryland for about 4 months, launching a new, a new stage of Amazon within their logistics team for about 4 months. After leaving Amazon, I left Amazon for about 6 months ago. I'm now with Ford Motor Company working on program management, project management, and also Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma with them. So still working in logistics. Personally, some of the things that I'm very passionate about is wealth creation, stocks, real estate, just having a real positive mindset. So those are the only things I post about, things that I talk about, and yeah, making money.
Money talk. Let's go.
I heard dollar signs the whole time.
Money talk.
So yeah, that's about me.
So tell us a little. You said you grew up in North Carolina.
Mhm.
That's kind of a common connection. I went to college in North Carolina. I met Waves for the first time in North Carolina. He went to NC. Tell us a little bit about growing up in North Carolina and.
Okay, so in North Carolina, I moved when I was about 7 years old. I moved to this real small town called McLeansville. It's right outside of Greensboro. For high school, I went to the early middle college at Bennett. Shout out to the Bells, okay. And then after that, I went to NC State. I didn't graduate from there. I transferred from UNCG. I was studying biology at State. And I started studying business at UNCG.
So tell us about that transition. I started as a biology major and I ended as a biology major. I know some people that did, but I know a lot of people that also shifted into different things. So why did you shift into business, and what were you originally thinking when you went into college versus when you made that shift? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah.
So I've always been passionate about business and entrepreneurship. It was more so of what was stable, what my family thought was stable for me to go into. So that's why I really started studying biology. But even in high school, even maybe before then, I was creating my own business plans and trying to do different ventures into journalism and marketing and things like that. And I don't know, I wish I would have started doing that, but it was a good learning lesson for me to just follow my passion instead of trying to think of what's going to be stable in the long run.
Wow. So that's crazy that you said that. So, me and AZA are super passion-powered people. Everything we do, of course, we use our logic because we're not stupid, but we take that passion and just go 3,000% in that direction. We try to encourage everyone listening to do the same thing because, there's only a few things that will keep you sustained over a long period of time, and that's passion, purpose, and things that give you a sense of meaning and that you can grow in. So when you're seeing those things manifest on a day-to-day basis, those are things that want to keep you here. They keep you motivated and keep you on the journey, as opposed to, like you alluded to, just doing something just to get to the end goal and being stable, because then once you get it, now what?
Yeah.
You're stable and unhappy.
Exactly.
So that's really awesome. So what is it about business that really excited you? And then also a second part to that question is what is it about positivity and your messaging that helps you along your journey in business?
Okay.
What do you leverage from positivity? I'll put it that way.
Momentum. The more positive I am, I'm able to gain perspective as to what I really want from my life. So I'm able to make those stepping stones as to what's actually going to help me get there. And each step of the way, like, am I happy doing those things? Am I helping the others around me, right? Is it going to positively or negatively affect, my friends, my family? So that's basically like what a positive mindset does for me. As far as so your question was like, why I got into business? Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, like what is it about business that really excites you? Like, for example, for us, music, or I'll speak for myself, music is what I got into because that's what gave me a sense of purpose, and like it was something I could grow in. And I could just let out my emotions and like energy into my music. Yeah. But what is it about business? Because I don't understand necessarily that side of it, but other people probably do and want to know.
Okay. So I guess the purpose for me with business is my legacy. Like, what am I leaving behind? What am I actually building for myself? And how's it going to build my family? So for me, I use a lot of what I learned to build my little sister. So like, she's 14, I already have her creating her first little business. She just started her own YouTube channel. Awesome. She has a stocks account, it's more so of like just passing down that knowledge. My biggest goal, ever since like, I was in high school, I always knew that I wanted to have, how do I say this? So have you been to San Francisco?
Yes, I have.
Have you been to Union Square?
I don't remember names that well, but I was all around SF, like downtown. I was in a few parks. Yeah.
So in San Fran, Union Square is like this huge block. You're able to go shopping on it. It's like 3 or 4 blocks of nothing but luxury stores.
Oh, is there a mall down there?
Yeah, Macy's. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Okay, so I want something like that in my name. So I want to be able to create my own legacy around that. So me starting off with real estate and different businesses would be to start that. That's basically what my purpose has been since I was in high school.
When did you get that vision, that visual? Like, all right, I'm trying to get it. Like, when did that happen? How did that happen?
I want to say maybe my freshman year, I had created this business plan where I believe it was a Forever 21 store before Forever 21 really became Forever 21. But I didn't go forward with it. So whatever, but I got that vision then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the big thing for you is like generational wealth.
Yeah.
What about, are you passionate about like Black generational wealth and the wealth gap that we have? Okay. Is that like a big driving force, or is that just kind of something you notice and,
it's definitely a driving force, especially coming from being a Bennett Bell, this us really cultivating as sisters and understanding what our culture means to us, and how we can help one another and build one another. So yeah, definitely.
Cool. So in 5 years or 10 years, what's like the one big thing that you want to see happen in terms of your business, and then like in terms of your impact and reach?
I definitely want to consult financially, being able to reach more people in our community where they understand what credit is, how to leverage it, whether it's personal or in business, showing people that it's not really difficult for you to own land, for you to own property. Just for instance, like the one that I'm working on right now. I actually posted about it today. It's a triplex multi-unit property where it's a 1.25 million property. And majority of the time, like, you'd have to pay 20% down, right, before you actually buy your property. Mm-hmm. But I'm using my FHA loan so that I'm only able to put down 3.5%. So that I'm actually, instead of paying $250K, I'll be paying roughly around $45K upfront to get the mortgage loan, which is huge. So I'd be able to afford it for one. Two, it's going to be able to give me an extra source of income, which will be roughly around $50K a year. So that's what I see myself doing within the next 5 years.
Wow.
That's big. So do you, when you talk about sort of building that, not just wealth materially, but also like knowledge wealth, how do you see yourself spreading that information to the community, or what are the like mechanisms in place? Like if someone's listening to this and they're like, yo, that just sounds awesome. Like I want to learn that, or I want to be able to do that. Like how would you advise someone in that sense? Like, are there ways that you teach this, or is this something that like people should go to read books or YouTube? Like how would you ask someone to like educate themselves?
So yeah, my goal with that is basically to consult. I've been posting more and more and just creating my own content. I'm putting it on Instagram. I'm currently creating my own webpage just to showcase, who I am and what I have to offer to others. Yeah, basically just starting there. That's just ground zero right now.
Yeah. What is that? If people want to like follow.
Okay, so my Instagram is
I'm like
sorry.
People want to know, like,
accept the plug. Accept the plug.
My Instagram is Jahne Andrea with 2 A's at the end, so JahneAndrea. So yeah, follow me, hit me up. I'm definitely friendly, so even if you DM me, I'll respond.
So can you get me some land, because I'm trying to get a tiny house and grow my own food and do all the solo nature power generator, all this stuff like solar. I'm trying to do a whole creative thing, and I need some land. Can you help a brother out?
I sure can. We can find that land for you.
Yes, let's go.
All right, so one thing that we didn't talk about, let me jump into this real quick. So the thing that really attracted me to bring you on the show was like, I would get on Instagram and I only go on there just to post beats or promote my channel and promote other things. And then I try to get it off. But one thing that I have been doing is I see your stories and I actually go through and I see like certain messaging and certain things that really resonate with me. And I think that's what made me want to like bring you on the show. So like, what is your overall like philosophy? Like, what do you lean to? Because we have a lot of listeners that we have Christian listeners, we have more spirituality, open-mindedness type listeners. We have a bunch of things. Like, what do you believe in? What do you focus on? What kind of keeps you stable?
I'm definitely a believer in Christ. Definitely God. Obviously that, as well as manifestation. So, daily prayers, even when I'm indecisive about certain things, or if I have anxiety about certain things, definitely praying over them and asking for direction. And throughout the day, just reading different manifestations and writing down things that I know that I want. And just telling myself, hey, like, you're capable of doing this. Others have done it. If you haven't seen the steps to do it yet, like, you can create them. Just really having that positive mindset of pushing myself forward and giving me the access to say, hey, like, it's okay. There's room for you to grow here. So yeah, that's kind of what pushes me forward.
Okay, so affirmations, reading scripture, prayer, all great tools.
Yeah.
That our listeners are very familiar with those. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Manifestations. So do you have, when you say manifestations, for those people that don't know, what does that look like? Are those affirmations in the morning when you get up? Do you look in the mirror and say things to yourself, or is it purely just writing things down before you go to bed, or what does that look like?
I also use apps, and I read them all throughout the day. So there's like different, different messages that come through my phone throughout the day. And even if I don't get the message that I need for the day, I'll maybe write something down before I go to bed. But yeah, mainly just those apps. So one of them I believe is called Ideal, and it sends me 3 or 4 messages throughout the day.
Oh, wow. Okay. So like a good notification.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, Andrea. What, or Jahne? I don't know why I said Andrea. I think I had your name all mixed up. But what were you gonna say, AZA? I was about to get into something.
Oh, you about no? Get into it. Yeah.
You got it. Go ahead. I've been taking up a lot of time.
No, I think I was just gonna comment on the use of technology to sometimes help us with like certain mindsets that we want to have. Like you have an app that sends you positive affirmations. They're like apps for people who have like anxiety that reminds them to like, watch their breathing and like be more mindful. There's apps that send you reminders about like not taking life for granted, so you can use technology in ways to like help boost your spiritual well-being or your mental well-being.
Right.
So I was going to comment on that.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'll get into one last thing for me that I want to know. So you being a positivity focused, driven type person, what does your diet look like?
Ooh, okay. So I recently just changed my diet. So I don't eat pork anymore. I barely eat beef. I'm more so on a fish and chicken, turkey diet.
Okay. And then vegetables, fruit.
Oh, of course, yeah, veggies, all that good stuff. I just started drinking actually like alkaline water, so this is like my thing now. I try to drink a bottle a day, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like veggies all the time. I'm definitely like a salad eater. Yeah, I love beans, legumes, all that. Like, yeah, that's definitely my diet.
So what made you change? What was the driving factor for you?
Just being healthier, like whenever you eat pork or you eat certain food, like it doesn't sit well with your body, and it definitely like creates bloating, and it doesn't exactly make you feel good. So yeah, so it just changed because of that.
Yeah, the more that I've become aware of like all my different kinds of energies and stuff, like the more I really can notice how eating a certain way affects like everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On levels that we're not even really normally conscious of. But when we become conscious of them, it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah. Every time I eat that, like I notice something different.
I'm tired. Yeah. I even started juicing too, like celery juice in the morning. If you guys haven't tried that, I would.
Celery
it gives you a lot of. Yeah, I juice it myself at work.
Okay, all right. I never tried that before.
It's delicious. Add some pineapples. It's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try that one out. I never heard of celery juice before. But all right. Well, listen. Thanks for coming on the show and spreading the light to the listeners. I personally, I hope you make it doing what you are passionate about doing. I hope you change people's lives. You keep generational wealth in the community, and hopefully one day, we can do some business and you can get me this land. And same thing for the rest of the listeners, people that are trying to start businesses, trying to make a difference in the community, trying to open community centers in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. I know you guys are out there because we've been talking, but
you're trying to get that land.
Yeah, and I'm trying to bridge the gap.
One more time how to get in touch with you if they're trying to get that land.
Yes. They come to me and I'm gonna funnel them to Jahne.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys for even inviting me. This is actually my first podcast, so appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely a good experience.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.